Up next on FSU weather, a high-pressure system is helping keep local temperatures on the cooler side, but how quickly will things warm up? And parts of the Northeast are recovering from recent snow. Find out when the rest will move out and return the region to more spring-like weather. Hurricane season 2022 is nearly a month away, and we'll have the latest on what forecasters say could be another active season. That's all right here, right now on FSU Weather.
Good evening, FSU Weather. My name is Sammy Hansen. Thank you for tuning in to the Tuesday edition of our show. We had a beautiful day today at 71 degrees, completely sunny day. We have a great view over Doak Campbell Stadium right now. We had light winds earlier, and you can see there's 71 degrees over here, and we have a little warmer near the coast. And then as we see with the wind speeds, we have a northerly wind coming down to Tallahassee. That's why we're keeping a little cooler today. On the surface map, we do have a low up in the northeast, and then a high pressure system over near the coast, over near Louisiana. And that is going to be keeping the wind speed and direction changing as we further go into the week. The radar right now is very clear, and we had a very nice day today. We have a great show coming on. We have winter weather leftovers, heat coming for Tallahassee, and we get a quick, brief look at the hurricane season into 2022. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Sammy. So, as you said, we have that heat coming for Tallahassee. Aside from today, though, today was just absolutely perfect in terms of weather. Mid-70s, plenty of sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, so it was absolutely gorgeous out there today. But those temperatures will start to rise as we get towards the end of the week, and the weekend could be flirting with that 90-degree mark by the time we get to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday next week. So if you want to get out to the beach one more time before finals week, I'd say this weekend is probably the weekend to do it. It'll probably feel great out there. It'll be obviously cooler down by the shore, so it'll not feel like 90 degrees, but it'll definitely be nice and relaxing out there if you want to get, maybe if you want to study the beach. That'd be a good scene to do that. But now for I'm going to turn things over to the wall with Jessica.
Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the local area right now with a live look over Doak. Got some nice, clear, beautiful skies going on right now, and currently we're sitting at 71 degrees, continuing our trend of really beautiful temperatures today. It's been a very beautiful day today so far. Comfortable temperatures, not quite as hot as we usually see around this time of year, so I personally enjoyed the weather today. With our current local temps, we're looking at 70 degrees, lower 70s, upper 60s across much of the Panhandle area right now. 71 in Tallahassee, ranging down to 72 in Apalachicola and 68 up in Thomasville. With our wind speeds, we have winds coming from the north. We have 12-mile-per-hour winds in Tallahassee, so we've got a decent breeze going on, and coming from the north is going to be bringing down some cooler temperatures from the north, which is why we're seeing slightly cooler temperatures today. But that will eventually change tomorrow as we start to see things warm up. However, because of that cooler air coming from the north, we're seeing much drier air in Tallahassee right now. Our dew point is at 36, so it's dry right now. So we're not going to be seeing any rain in our area. That's not the case up here in the northeast, though, where we have a low pressure system developing, which is bringing a lot of rain and mixed precipitation down up in the northeast. But that low pressure system is the reason for the cold front that we saw pass through the area. This cold front, while not labeled on this map right now, is ranging all the way from this low pressure system up here and reaching all the way down and past all the way through Tallahassee, all the way down here. So it's a very wide, far-reaching cold front that we saw pass through yesterday. But for now in Tallahassee, we have a high pressure system off the coast of Louisiana that's keeping things dry and overall nice and clear over here in Tallahassee. With our future radar, however, we are going to see these winds shift as this high pressure system moves. We're going to see these winds shift with that low pressure system and eventually start moving up from the south, which is going to start to bring some warmer temperatures into the area. So we're going to see things warm up as we move into the next day or so. Overnight, though, we're going to have clear skies. Again, it is dry up here in the Panhandle, so we're not going to be seeing any rain overnight. We're going to be cooling down as we move into the nighttime. We're eventually going to reach a low of 48 overnight, so it's going to be a bit chilly tonight. But tomorrow, after a chilly morning, it's eventually going to warm up to 81 degrees in Tallahassee, so it's going to start to warm up. With tomorrow's drivecast, again, we're going to see things eventually warming up after the morning, but with our week ahead, we're going to be seeing nice, clear temperatures, clear skies, and warmer temperatures as we move through the week. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass things off for a look at our severe weather.
That's right, Jessica. It certainly looks really warm there on that 7-day. But as we change gears a little bit here, we're talking about the potential for some severe weather over the next several days, mainly across the plains, so like northern Texas, over towards Nebraska, might have the chance for seeing some isolated severe weather. And of course, we see that developing area of low pressure forming up just off the leeward faces of the Rocky Mountains. But there is that wind sticking up from the Gulf of Mexico, pulling all that moisture up towards the central plains there. So we see those winds coming in actually pretty breezy there, even from Dallas-Fort Worth up towards about Denver and Kansas City, setting up, of course, for that severe weather. And here's that little moisture nose right there sticking up through central Texas up to the Texas Panhandle right there. And this will gradually make its way to the north as it advances northward. And we'll see the possibility as we see this cold front moving its way from the Rockies and developing with that low pressure center to form possibly some isolated severe storm chances along that boundary. So we have the increasing instability, again, due to that moisture down along the Gulf Coast. And we'll pull this up to the north. And some of these storms could potentially become severe, but the chances are the coverage is going to be very isolated. So most likely you won't, but other factor too is wind shear. So we do see a little bit of wind shear as well. So we have directional wind shear turning in height. So at the surface, about 5,000 feet, we'll see these winds coming in from the Gulf of Mexico around this high pressure area sitting over in Louisiana. But aloft, we do have those winds coming in from the west. And of course, this can help turn and rotate those thunderstorms as we see them, of course, developing over the next several days. So current radar does show some storms over towards south central Texas near the Mexico border. So just off to the east of Del Rio, moving off. Some of these storms could get a little bit strong, but it looks like they're weakening as they move its way over towards San Antonio and over to the I-37 corridor there along Corpus Christi up to San Antonio. And over towards our friends in north central Texas, so San Angelo over towards Dallas-Fort Worth, we might see possibly some isolated severe weather from San Angelo moving its way off towards the east, along I-20 towards Dallas. So we'll see how that plays out over the next several hours. And same thing over to the north as we follow I-35 northward towards Oklahoma City. Some of these storms along the Red River are moving its way also off to the east and could possibly be strong. And for our radar there, over Missouri there, you can see some, again, same story, some storms are possibly strong from about Wichita over towards Kansas City. So severe weather potential for tonight does show not really an organized chance, but possibly some isolated stronger storms are possible as well. And then as for tomorrow, we will see those storms gradually increase potential for severe weather as we get towards eastern portions of Oklahoma up towards Kansas.
Right, Aaron. And well, we're going to be taking a closer look as to what it's going to be looking like in the rest of the country, as far as parts of it still dealing with winter weather-like weather. Certainly not like us for us here, but as Aaron and Jessica said earlier, there's actually that low pressure system here. It's causing a humongous storm system right here along east of Maine, Nova Scotia part of Canada, and there's still very scattered parts of showers happening along the general part of the Northeast. So that occluded front is really causing all of that right now. As we look further into the upper Midwest, much of Wisconsin right now, it's pretty quiet. Minnesota, there's actually that line of showers right there. Could be a little heavy at times, but for everybody else that is outside of that line, it's not looking too bad. And they are sitting in the 30s and 40s right now, so it really is a big difference compared to where we are right now. Now we're looking all the way to the Pacific Northwest. Again, there are scattered showers along kind of these upper Rocky Mountains. You got some mixed precipitation here, especially up in the mountains, and Idaho, Spokane is at 50 degrees. For much of the Pacific Northwest, they are sitting in the lower 50s, upper 40s. So it's kind of chilly there, but certainly not as bad as the upper Midwest or the Northeast. Looking at the rest of the Southwest, though, California, they're sitting mostly in the 60s over in San Francisco, Los Angeles. Nevada is seeing a good deal of showers right now, much needed because that part of the country obviously is mostly dry. But for some quick look for northern Minnesota right now, there are some winter storm advisories. Just keep in mind there is a little bit of strip wet there. I'd say around Duluth there is a warning there, so just be mindful of that. For the next 48 hours, you are going to see this system form from the west. It's going to be heading into Minnesota. This is the winter storm advisory that I was letting you know about just a second ago. It's going to be very, very heavy rains there from Minnesota, Iowa, all the way down to Missouri. And it's going to continue to be going east along the upper Midwest area, and it's going to continue all the way over into New York, and that whole area is going to start to see some more rain. So for International Falls, we're looking at 2 years. We're going to be sitting in the 30s. And for the snowfall forecast, much of Canada is really seeing most of this, almost a foot of snow. But over in the Sierra Nevada, California, they're seeing maybe almost 2 feet of snow. What do you think about that, Evan?
Well, I'm certainly glad that's not here in Tallahassee. And I think, and I've said this before, if that actually happens here, I think people would lose their minds. I don't think people would be able to handle that, myself included, if that would happen here in Tallahassee. But right now over Doak Campbell Stadium, looks like we have lost our feed over Doak Campbell Stadium, which is a shame. I was about to show you that beautiful sky that we had over Doak Campbell Stadium, but right now it's 71 degrees, and trust me, it's still sunny out there because today was absolutely beautiful, and we still have that northerly breeze. Oh, there's our camera. There, I'll step out of the way so you guys can see that nice shining blue sky, that deep blue sky. We have that like clear sky, no air pollution. Our air quality is great today, so really just a great day to get outside. And it's nice and dry as indicated by these dew points in the middle and upper 30s for dew points. So that's quite a difference from what we have been seeing in the past, even down by the shore, sitting in the upper 30s for dew points. That's very rare for this time of the year to see dew points that low in that particular area. And that's thankfully in part to this northerly wind direction we have here in Tallahassee coming out of the north at 12 miles an hour. It's helped to usher in that drier air, get that humidity out of here for the time being, but that'll start to change as we head into the weekend. We raise those temperatures and probably raise those dew points, unfortunately, as well. Right now on the satellite and radar, not looking at a whole lot in the southwest. We do have that severe potential that Aaron was talking about before down there in Texas, but that won't head our way because we have that high pressure dominating our area, which will keep those rain showers to the west, which is always a good thing. And again, over Tallahassee, nothing to see on that satellite and radar, which is always great news. We don't have any rain threat for the foreseeable future. Now, I'll cover that more in a second here on that 7-day forecast, but that wind direction will start to shift coming out of the east tomorrow, and that might usher in some clouds, even some clouds coming in from the west behind me there. So clouds will start to work their way back into the area, but still tomorrow looks like a great day. Warmer than today, though. We won't be in the 70s tomorrow. We'll hit that 80-degree mark again tomorrow. But if you are celebrating your 21st birthday tonight, back at Westcott Fountain, looks like 54 degrees around midnight and perfectly clear, so you might need to get a few layers on after you get in that fountain because it's definitely going to be chilly as we head into tonight. But tomorrow, if you wanted to study out on land, this looks like a great day to do that. Plenty of sunshine and temperatures rebound from a chilly start into the 40s and 50s, but we rebound all the way back into the middle and upper 70s by the time we get to 3 o'clock, maybe even flirting with that 80-degree mark. And as I said before, Saturday looks like a great beach day if you're heading out to Panama City, maybe to study or get one last chance of relaxation before finals week next week. Water temperature's still a little bit chilly, so might not want to go in there, but that air temperature looks great at 80 degrees. Make sure you get that sunscreen, though, at the UV index of 10. So again, there's that great stretch of weather we have. No real threat of rain, which is always a good thing, but temperatures start to go back up, flirting with the 90-degree mark by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. So I don't know, Nico, are you ready for that summertime weather?
Not really, to be honest, but we're used to it here in Florida, so. All right. Anyway, the clicker wasn't working for a second. It's working now, but it looks like it's a really nice and sunny evening this evening and across all of Florida. 72 degrees in Panama City. Gainesville doesn't have a temperature reading up, but it looks like it's nice out there. Orlando's 75 and sunny, and then Miami is 82 degrees and sunny. And the current temperatures around the state of Florida. It's 71 degrees in Tallahassee right now. It's a much nicer evening than what we've had. But you go further south in Florida, it's in the mid-80s. So they haven't quite gotten as much of an effect of the cold front as you've gotten here, because the wind's up here out of the north. So that's bringing in some cooler and drier air. And look at your current surface map. Here's our low pressure system that was over us the other day. It's bringing up rain. It looked like there was a little bit of ice mixing in across parts of New York. We're not going to see anything like that here. We have high pressure over the Gulf. That's going to give us nice weather for days and days to come. I see no rain anytime soon for us. Very, very dry air, very low dew points. When you have the temperatures and the dew point this far apart, you know it's dry out. Our dew point here is 36 degrees in Tallahassee. It's very dry. However, when you go to South Florida, it is still humid. It's usually humid at this time of the year. It's usually humid all year for them. Dew point in Key West is 71 degrees. That's a really humid day there. As you can see in your upper level water vapor, you've got the dry air, but you do have some moisture out here towards Texas. That will come towards us over the next few days. It will get more humid. However, it does not look like any rain is going to develop from that system, but we will continue to monitor and see if anything happens. Now look at your Florida radar. We've got nothing on Florida. There's a couple showers over the Gulf, but nothing to speak of over Florida. It's a really nice evening this evening. Over your next 48 hours, your temperatures tonight are going to drop into the 40s in Tallahassee. You'll see a few coastal showers develop across the eastern coast of Florida, but nothing really of note. By Thursday, it's going to be up to 81 degrees. We start getting warmer temperatures. And then Miami is going to be 79 tomorrow, 82 on Thursday and Friday. Tampa is going to be in mid to upper 80s, but still dry this week. Orlando will be around 80 degrees and dry. Jacksonville will be in the 70s. It's going to be a really nice week in Jacksonville. And then Pensacola, upper 70s to around 80 degrees. And then for a look at tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be 81 degrees in Tallahassee, and then in the 70s around the state, and then in the upper 80s in South Florida. And now I'm going to pass things off to Aaron and Christian with a hurricane segment.
That's right, hurricane season is approaching, and we will have to talk about, of course, the hurricane season as we come up, approaching, of course. But if we look towards hurricane season this year, we are expecting an above average season once more, as we have seen a developing La Nina across the eastern Pacific Ocean, and that will help further reduce wind shear, of course, allowing for another mechanism for these storms to actually breathe, per se. But looking back at 2021, so last year hurricane season was also a very active season. It wasn't as active as 2020, but certainly still active compared to normal. We hit every single name on the list last year, but still, if you remember names like Ida, of course, Nicholas, and Henri there, really those were pretty powerful storms there. But for the updated 2022 list, we will start with Alex there. So we'll see how that perhaps starts over the next about month or two, as we see these weak tropical storms might develop over the Atlantic and places over there. But for the Atlantic satellite, we will see not too much in the way of tropical activity right now. It's still a little bit too early for that. Sea surface temperatures haven't quite warmed up enough. There's actually a little area right there off the Bahamas there, at least has a possibility of could see a weak tropical depression possibly. Some models are picking that up, but still pretty low and limited in development. So, but you can see across the main development region, there's not much in the way of cloud cover. Winds are also fairly out of the west, actually. Not really. We don't see much of that trade wind activity going on there with those easterly waves. But for the water vapor, you see a few showers and storms there just off to the northwest, or northeast, I should say, of the Bahamas. And this is along a cold front that passed, of course, bringing us that beautiful weather now. But this does have a potential, possibly, for development, but very weak, and probably not expecting much out of it if it does. But the wind shear, of course, we do see a little bit of wind shear in that particular area, which is one reason why we don't expect too much in the way of development across, at least particularly with that system. But sea surface temperatures are still they're pretty warm as you go closer to the equator, but not much, at least in terms of the main development region out here, as you go towards the middle Atlantic, so from about Cape Verde out towards the Caribbean. But normally we don't see tropical systems this early in the season there. We normally like to look towards the Gulf of Mexico for these weak storms that might form off of cold fronts over there.
Yeah, definitely in the next couple of months. Those warmer temperatures are going to be, a little bit more north than where we saw just off the coast of Africa, making its way across. It looks like South America and into the Caribbean. But we're going to take a really quick look right now as to what the Weather Channel, Colorado State, and AccuWeather might predict for what's going on for this season.
That's right, Christian. We do have possibly an above-average season again. Colorado State Weather Channel and AccuWeather all predicting an above-average season for this upcoming storm season. So I'm not looking forward to that, Jessica. I don't know, how do you think about that?
I'm intrigued to see how this turns out, to be honest. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our weekly planner. So for tomorrow's highs, we're going to continue to see some cooler temperatures up in the north and northeast as usual, but we're going to see a lot warmer temperatures down in the south, much warmer down in Texas, and even down here in Florida. We're going to be seeing 80 degrees as we start to warm up finally. Continuing on through Thursday, same thing, going to continue seeing warmer temperatures down here on through these next few days even. As we continue to see warmer temperatures down south, going to start to see some cooler temperatures come further down in the northeast. And once we reach Saturday, these temperatures are going to continue moving down and moving further down. So once we reach Sunday, we're going to be seeing much cooler temperatures down around the Kansas area.
Yeah, and speaking of cooler temperatures, how about the Northeast? They've been dealing with those cooler temperatures and that snowfall. Historic amounts of snow have been seen throughout upstate western New York, also into Pennsylvania as well. Take a look at that current snow cover. You don't see this all the time in April. That blue stretch right there, that's about 12 to 18 inches of snowfall. In fact, one place that got 18 inches of snow was Virgil, New York. That's about 30 miles away from Binghamton, New York. That's the closest big city to it. Sorry, not Birmingham. Binghamton sits right about here. So Virgil is just about there, 30 miles to the northwest. So they're right in the middle of that 12 to 18 inch swath of snow. So really just unbelievable amounts of snow for this time of the year. You don't usually see that mid to late April, but it's still really chilly out there. Temperatures sitting in the 30s in Buffalo and Syracuse, in the 40s in New York City, and also Boston right now, dealing with those cooler temperatures and also that cloud cover that's really limiting our high temperatures for today, keeping those limited for today. And we still have that snow that in western New York is still falling. So places like that Virgil, New York snow total may go up here because we're still getting those snowfall reports there in upstate and western New York. And also, I'll zoom into New York City really quick. We have those just leftover remnant showers that may work their way into the area for the overnight tonight. Nothing too crazy, just a light sprinkle here and there. Further towards the west in western Pennsylvania, higher elevations are seeing those snow showers, but places like Pittsburgh and the metropolitan areas are seeing those remnant rain showers as well. But again, here's that snowfall again. And it looks like Buffalo, New York is seeing some of that lake effect snow as that front has gone by here. You can see there's not any snow over the lakes, but as it reaches over onto land, Buffalo, New York is still getting slammed by lake effect snow. So again, really just unbelievable setup here that we have in the past few days. And again, Maine is dealing with that really intense rainfall coming off the Atlantic here, plenty of moisture streaming in there as well. And because of that lake effect snow, we also have upstate New York, just off the shore of Lake Ontario, dealing with that snow. We have a winter weather advisory there in that turquoise color. Same thing just to the south of Buffalo, New York. Those counties there are also under that winter weather advisory for that additional snowfall behind the front. So Syracuse, New York is one of the places that's dealing with those remnant snow showers. So falling into the 30s tonight, low around 36 for your low temperature tomorrow morning, with just those remnant snow showers tapering off after about 3 a.m. Here's that future radar. Those snow showers will pull out by tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures will be about average tomorrow before another front comes through, this time bringing rainfall, and that'll set up for Friday. Friday will actually be really warm in the northeast, and I'll show you that here in a second. Look at this. Manchester, New Hampshire. After Thursday, or Wednesday morning, going down to all the way down to 32 for your overnight low, but bouncing all the way up to 64 on Friday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Looks like an amazing spring day out there in Manchester, New Hampshire. So you want to make sure you get out there and enjoy yourself. And as we look at tonight's lows, it's going to be chilly right before we get to Friday, so patience, bear with me. But we have one chilly night out there. Pittsburgh getting all the way down to 31 on that thermometer. But tomorrow looks like an average day, so looking good there. Middle to upper 50s along the coastline, 40s inland, but places like New York City, get ready because Friday is going to be absolutely amazing. 72 on that thermometer and plenty of sunshine, maybe just a few clouds here and there. So I don't know. I think people are going to really like that around here. And Jessica is going to give us one last look
at our local.
Thanks. As mentioned, we're going to take one last look at our Tallahassee area with a live look over Doak once again. Still have those beautiful clear skies over Doak right now. The sun's starting to set just a little bit more, but still have clear skies over the area over Tallahassee. Currently at 71 degrees and sunny with some wind coming from the north, bringing somewhat of a breeze into the area. With our local temps sitting around upper 70s, lower 60s throughout much of the Panhandle area. So sitting at comfortable temperatures as we move into our evening through much of the region. With our current surface map, as we've talked about tonight on our show, we have a low pressure system up here in the northeast, which has a cold front reaching all the way down here to Florida. That's what passed through yesterday and brought these cooler temperatures into the Panhandle area. But we have a high pressure system off the coast of the Gulf that is keeping much of the moisture out of the area and keeping nice clear skies. We have winds coming from the north, again bringing cooler temperatures down into Tallahassee and the neighboring cities. So we have nice clear view on our local radar. With our future radar though, as this high pressure system starts to move through, we're going to see these winds start to shift as this high pressure moves, and that is going to start to bring winds up from the south as opposed to coming down from the north like we've been seeing. So we're going to start seeing some warmer temperature and warmer airs start to come up from the south. With our overnight outlook, we have temperatures cooling off into the evening and clear skies, but with our week ahead, we're going to see clear skies moving through the week and temperatures starting to warm up. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to the desk to close things out.
Thank you, Jessica. It's actually going to be, a really nice and dry and warm week this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it felt really great out today, and I'm expecting more summer weather as we go in soon. Like, we can have pool days now. It looks like we're done with winter.
Yeah, it definitely does. Looks like it's only going to get hotter and hotter from here. It's that time of the year we start getting really warm, and not too far from now, sometime next month, we're going to start seeing our sea breeze storms every day.
Speaking as further into the future, we did get a brief look today at the hurricanes in the future. It looks like we will have an above average season. What do you think about that, Christian?
Yeah, man, I'm not looking forward to the above average hurricane season because you know what that means, better chances of major hurricanes. Although for us meteorologists, it is definitely really fun. However, sometimes it's not so fun for many other people. Would you guys agree?
No, I would rather not have to leave and evacuate this time again.
Yes, definitely not. But we're going to be taking one last look at the 7-day weather. Of course, always follow us on Twitter.
And always follow us on Facebook under FSU Weather.
And then watch us live on YouTube like you probably are now at youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And please send us those photos on Instagram. We absolutely love it when you guys send us really cool pictures, whether it's a really clear sunny sky day or even if it's really windy, rainy weather, what have you. All right, guys, so we're going to take one last look at our 7 days. So as we said before, it's been generally cool. During the day, it is warm. On the weekends, these are going to be the last overnight lows of 50s and the 40s. But as we get into the beginning of next week, we are going to be starting to seeing those 90s, and it's going to be really warm. Thank you all so much for joining us at FSU Weather. Have a great evening, okay?